Okay, sorry about that, folks. I have no idea what color UC Davis is wearing. I would imagine they're probably, I don't know, they got to be in the gym, right?
Oh, UC Davis over there. Oh, that might be no, the same as baseball and football. Yeah. Yeah, so UC Davis back in football. So we're at similar guys in town.
Oh, black?
Yeah, they got the California logo in this. Our black in the building.
All right.
Yellow.
There's a lot of background noise here. I'll give me a moment. All right, I'll stick around here till we get to about game time for Ohio State Gray Squad. My name is JD Orr. I'll be joining the booth here with Kurt Schaefer. We'll be doing your play-by-play color and camera work. Today's match will feature West Point Black taking on the United States Air Force Academy Falcon. So, with that being said, looks like the referees decided we needed to make some investments in some tie work to tighten down the situation there with the net. Still recovering from that last game over there on court A. Kurt, tell us about what you saw between Miami and Tar Heels in our Division II Battle Royale.
That might have been the most exhilarating game of the day, and there have been a lot of really great games. You had the West Point Gold Scarlet game. I've watched a few others. My mind's blank right now, but I will say Miami 22, UNC 22, after what I counted as 9 rounds of penalty shootout, with I believe at one point 7 straight misses and blocks. It was an absolute barn burner. You had the UNC A team come over, start cheering them on. Multiple other teams were standing around cheering them on, just trying to get any kind of energy up there. And to be clear, there might have been 2 or 3 misses. I have to give a huge amount of credit to both of those goalies. They kept out everything.
And then you could tell, even from this side of the court, I mean, there was a lot of attention going on over there. Almost the entire gym of handball people stopped to go watch what was happening unfold. So, with that being said, Tar Heels will advance to, I believe, the semifinals in Division II. And with that, we are ready to get things underway here on court B. I'm not sure I've seen this younger lady referee before, so good to get some new blood into the referee game.
I think she was wearing gray earlier today, but she's been reffing a lot this weekend. I've never seen her before either. So yeah, getting someone new into the ref board here is a huge victory for us in my opinion.
Okay, as we see Black. Oh, great steal there from Air Force in transition. An incredible save, rebound. And that one's finished by number 5. 1-0. Air Force with the early lead. Great poke away steal there from number 8.
Yeah, that's basically how this Air Force team is going to have to play. West Point, notoriously going to be more physical than you, but Air Force does train up there in Colorado Springs, does have the advantage of every time they sprint, it's the hardest time you can make.
As we see that shot from the up grab go right to the manhood of our Air Force goalie. He's feeling that one. That's a no fun situation. It's another shot saved there from the West Point keeper. Both these goalies have been in the handball realm for quite some time. Both of them pretty big, lanky figures. Should see a lot of great saves between the two of them here today. They're already off to a hot start.
Yeah, that Air Force keeper, he's still wincing after that shot.
Yeah, it's no fun. Goalie myself, inside feed of the pivot. Great recovery defense from number 8. And West Point to retain possession here. The Upcraft brothers calling out signals here in the backcourt. Number 5. Working it around to the other. Ooh, no call. Guy has all over his arm.
Might be Air Force, but that was an Army Space Program shot right there.
Sending that one just a bit outside. Air Force, their first time in a set offense here, 2 minutes into the game, so kind of crazy. Inside feed to pivot, no go there. Looking to run, he's got a man with space. Bang, goal, number 5. Not you focus on that, and I can do this. Your camera, your phone about to box.
I will say they do make it look easy.
The handball, or the taking care of scores and the cameras and commentating and all the other stuff?
Well, it's our job to make sure the commentating scores look easy. I'll leave the high action, high speed Air Force style handball to Air Force.
That's true. That's Mike Cavanaugh's best. That's my phone away here. Lock with him. Get a phone call. That steal is in transition here. And bang. Let's do it. Gonna have Kurt update the scoreboard while I get my phone back. 2-1 your score here, Black over Air Force.
Now, I really would love to commentate a little bit on the journey these two teams have had throughout the season so far, but frankly, this is too high offensive game to do that with.
As Air Force gets a nice sinking rainbow shot over the goalie there. Army ball from the top. Army looking to the side. That shot goes wide. Referee said that's a little too much contact. They're going to give him a 7 for it.
All right.
All right, back on the mic as we see a penalty shot here. I believe this is Owen Rogers stepping up to the stripe.
Darian Presley in goal.
Oh! Big time save there against the junior national team player.
2026 Raleigh must be the day of the goalie. Seen all kinds of impressive play in the between the sticks today.
Absolutely. A lot of saves. That's what we love to see. Oh, off the leg, and he gets that one.
That's Air Force captain Jack Tierney with that goal.
Jack's a high caliber player. Big motor. Always going. Oh, shake and bake. Rice Krispies inside feed. And again. And it's over the goal. Like you said earlier, Kurt, a lot of high goalkeeper play this weekend. Swim move.
Trying
Nowhere
to
to
get this
go.
one through. And that'll be turnover.
West Point in transition here. Oh, yep. He's got room. Wow. Right-handed, right wing with contact there. 3-3.
Absolute power move there. But it does also give one thing away. Does Army have a lefty for that wing position? And can Air Force exploit that today?
We'll see. They're big lefties. Owen Rogers playing right back. So we'll see if they stick anybody else in the corner. Ooh. Hands just over the fingertips on that one. Jack to 2. Kick save. And that one's a jump ball. Easily. Ooh.
It's just a little too much contact there. Let's just stay with Air Force.
All right. This is where, handball, very objective game. I think that was clean. That one, not so much. Air Force to restart play here. These two teams go back a long ways. Two of this, long-standing programs of handball in America.
You could say this is possibly the biggest rivalry in American handball, just due to the age,
Kick save.
the obvious rivalry between the two service academies, but it doesn't really get much more emotional than this one does.
Yep. And Owen Rogers, he's going to shoot 20 times a game, and he's going to score at least 10 of them. There's one for him. The big lefties.
I'm going to go grab my interns. We got to set up court A right now.
All right, I will right on back. Do everything I can to juggle the job. As we see some, there we go. Okay. I think I got the camera situation figured out here. So, okay. And that ball's going out of bounds. And it'll be West Point ball. And they are going to set up and another turnover. A lot of simple mistakes here in the early stages of this game. Inside feed, poked away. Swims, nowhere to operate. As we see Air Force restart play, Tierney, dribble drive. That one's almost poked away. That's a double dribble. And it will be called as such. So, great call out there. Back and forth we go. So we see West Point, Lovecraft Brothers calling out some plays here. Electric shoes. A lot of great shoes this weekend. Rogers denied. The goalkeeping play continues at a high level here. That was a flamethrower of a shot. And that will be goalie ball. And they're going to go fast. They look to push. There's space. Nice move. And another great save. He has a large frame, and that has made it very difficult here for the West Point Black Cadets. That one's too hot. And that one's going out of bounds. He's looking to push again. The speed of this game, I think, is impacting both squads, as neither has really had a ton of set offense. Apologize for the camera angle. Upcraft. That one's outside the net. Goalies really playing a factor with their size, making the shooters have to really find somewhere else to put it. Oh, great feed. Cutter. And off the hands and in. I got to update the score here. It's been a minute, so sorry about that, everybody. That was a goal for Air Force. A lot of jobs here until we get the interns on this situation. Inside feed, great feed, and a great finish there. 5-4 your score here. Again, Court B getting a lot of great handball being played on it here on this Saturday afternoon in April in the Carmichael Gym of North Carolina State. Lowering the shoulder right at the keeper there. That'll be West Point ball. Swipe or no swiping. Not going to get that one. Upcraft to number 4. Rogers with a man on his back. And he still manages to bury that one through. Telling the referee, excuse me, sir. I was dragging that guy. Maybe there should be a penalty. Nothing given. Air Force now trailing by 2. Inside cut. Not going to go. Oh, ouchie, wawa. What in the... I don't know what Coach Cavanaugh drew up on that play, but that's not what he envisioned. Tierney, nowhere to operate. Great defense there from the Cadets. I guess they're all Cadets if you think about it. Swim. Oh, nice over the shoulder. Oh, had me stuttering. All right, we'll see. Passive play issued. They're still trying to find somewhere to go. There's a lot of passes, and it'll be a turnover. And there's, poked away in a steal. Got to be 3 meters there. Oh, my goodness me. Dangerous handball being played here. West Point Black now. Set offense in possession here. Working wing to wing. Up trap to Rogers. Rogers. Oh, he's got a man. Double team sandwich. Nothing going there. Upcraft and Rogers talking through a game plan of how they can try to get some offense going here against these Blue Falcons. Maybe they're just a Falcon. Maybe they're Falcon. Swim moved. And he just ran over number 8. It's always a little debatable on what a charge is. 6. Feeding, Upcraft, Rogers, bobbled. Well, I don't know what that call was. He said it was arm. I've never seen that before, but I'm not the referee. Just a guy on a microphone. Sidearm shot right to the goalie. He's going to send it. Nope. Great recovery defense there from Air Force to deny any fast break potential. Cadets of West Point. Rogers swimming, and he's going to shoot that one. 7 meter awarded and a 2 minute for number 2. So let me see if I can be quick on the draw here. A lot going on. Do we see Owen Rogers step up to the stripe? Fires, save, rebound, and he gets that one. That was a bit of a back and forth there from Rogers, but made it happen in the end. Cutter. Air Force playing man down. Definitely some confusion here. They're taking Tierney out of the play. He is their floor general. Maybe he is a general. I'm not sure. 5 right at the goalie. And it's a scrum to see who can get it. Sending that one deep. He's got a man open inside. Bangers and mash. West Point Black looking to continue to peel away in this one. 8-4 your score. Everybody's played a game already today, I believe. High pressure defense here. Kick that. Borderline could have been a 2 minute if you called it, but I think we're okay. Tierney. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Oh, soft. They're going to say he extended his arms. Tierney to restart. He is feeling it. You can see it in his face, but he doesn't come off. I don't know what's going on there. A lot of pump fakes. Nobody who seemed to be fooled. 5. Oh, bobble. And we see Tierney poked away off the foot. I saw it, but, and, they're calling something. They're just Air Force balls. Swim move right through the keeper.
And JD, I'm good to relieve you. I do believe you have a team to go coach up.
So, with that being said, thank you all. I might stop back later, but Kurt's going to take the mic.
All right, everyone. We are back in the saddle here in an absolute premier matchup. United States Air Force Academy versus United States Military Academy. Air Force West Point, Fighting Falcons, Golden Knights. It doesn't really get much better than this, if we're being honest. Maybe my camera work could get a little bit better than this, if you know what I'm saying. And that's a goal for Air Force. Let me go ahead and pull up our fancy, snazzy little way of running these things. And once I get that up and running, I will add that point. We apologize for the slight delay on everything. We should be good to go. And that's a second goal for Air Force. Both of these teams play at such a high level for one simple reason, and it is time. Now, everyone wants to say, oh, you've got Army can recruit all these amazing future Army officers. Air Force can recruit all these amazing future Air Force officers, and they do. And, we've seen in the history of both these programs, they put out a lot of genuinely, cool and amazing guys who've gone and do some pretty awesome work in the military. However, the thing is that there is a long history. Both of these teams are well over 30 years old. I don't have the exacts in front of me, but I know they've been around much longer than I've been alive, much longer than almost anybody really remaining in the handball scene anymore has been around. And with that time comes a lot of traditions. Military service academies, they love their traditions. And those traditions are generally going to lead you to a lot of success. You see, as someone who has founded and helps to found college clubs, a lot of times you think you're doing great. You think you're building up the right program. And then you go and you get smacked by some random school that's been around for 4 years. And you're like, well, now how the heck are they so good? And the answer is simple. They've been around for 5 times the length of the time you have. And you think they don't know a little bit more than you do? know which practices work, which methods work, which strategies work. I mean, heck, it can be as simple as knowing that you're allowed to have the court space to practice. That's the level of handball in this country. With that said, though, note these teams. Excellent. And I'm going to go ahead and get a score check real quick. I don't think we've seen any, but I want to make sure that I'm accurate.
Not on this table. I think OSU might have some laying around.
And Air Force cuts the lead to 1. I was miscounted by 1. Army West Point was sitting on 9, not 8. There's a short note that was on West Point. Coming up, straight to the Cooper, and referees say it's going to stay with Army. Yes, can confirm the score is 8-9, Air Force West Point. And as we're closing in on no more time left in this first half, Air Force certainly is going to be happy with keeping it this close to West Point. Whether or not they're going to be able to pull it out, though, that remains to be seen. And West Point with an absolute stinger of a goal. And Air Force to respond. Shot for shot is fine with me. It makes for a high-scoring game, makes for a high-powered, highly energy competition. West Point from the wing, not able to get across. However, yep, that's going to be the line. Air Force got a little bit too handsy on the winger. Referees are never going to like that. For those of you just turning in for your first, possibly second handball game, there is a little bit of a difference in your defense, depending on whether or not. Ooh, and that's a miss. West Point's going to want that one back. And they're going to capitalize on the rebound of the Rose. West Point Black leads with 11. The rules of handball defend wingers pretty heavily. And for good reason. They have very limited space to run into. You know, they're guys that have a lot of jump and a lot of ability to speed up, which means they're a little bit smaller than, say, a pivot would be. And because of that, you have to be very, very careful playing defense on a wing. You might end up getting someone hurt if you play too hard. At best, you're going to get a 2-minute get up to 7 or something else. And I do believe Air Force has tied it. It's 11-11, right? They run the time. I just give an exact interpretation of what it is. Both these teams, high-powered attacks, extreme speed, extreme strength. But right now, it's West Point that's capitalizing is a little bit better. Air Force goes down low to the pivot, ties it again. Both teams are dang near dead on even here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Going into the last 5 minutes of the half. And if my brain doesn't deceive me, which it often does, I think that might be the 4th rainbow goal this game. Both sides are definitely looking for that shot whenever the goalies are coming out. And also speaks to the goalies, they're coming out a lot. And Air Force is going to get called for an offensive foul ball for West Point. And West Point's going to get called for an offensive foul ball for Air Force. Jack Tierney leading the attack. Goes out wide to, I believe, is Fike. Army now trying to get somewhere wrong side of the net. Cheney takes it out of the pocket. And nothing to do for Air Force's offense. Army's offense. Wow. And that's going to be a 2-minute for Army number 3. After a very egregious hit. I'm sorry, for Air Force number 3. I apologize. That's a 2-minute on Air Force after a very egregious goal line defensive stop. Which ends in a goal for West Point regardless. Army, breakaway. Looking down low. Trying to make something happen from a extended pivot shot. Not going to get there in time. Army, another rainbow for West Point. They extend their lead to 3 with what seems to be about a minute 30 under. Unfortunately, we do not have the technology to sync it up exactly with the game clock. We are going off of roughly where the time is, where it should be. So what you see on screen is relatively accurate. And as a reminder, these are 25-minute halves, not 30-minute halves. So this should be done in the next minute or so. West Point. Driving. West Point. They go for the low shot. They get the foul. On the wing shot, and it goes through. Extends their lead to 4. The 2 minutes definitely impacting them out there for Air Force. You can do high speed as much as you want, but high speed without numbers is fool's errand, as there's a huge collision. Not called for anything over there. And Air Force called for the offensive foul. West Point ball. West Point sends it over. West Point wing again. Yet another parabolic hot shot on the Air Force goalie. Yeah, I will say, rebound, and Air Force responds with one themselves. Almost a problem with having a goalkeeper that aggressively is that shot's always going to be open. And Army with an absolute laser beam. That's the kind of high scoring I expected from this. And we should get our call any second here. That, or I've been embarrassingly behind on time, which is a very, very possible event. And that's going to be a 2-minute timeout. Timeout, 2-minute on number 4 for Army. Referee saw too much contact there. Air Force. Air Force. Convert. West Point. West Point. Can't convert before the whistle. And that would be half one for what's shaping up to be a pretty dang good match. U.S. Army, West Point Black, 18. United States Air Force Academy, 14. I'm going to go into halftime now, reset, and I'll go from there. But the half has been timed. The players have been rested. And we are nearly on our way here in Raleigh, North Carolina. The second half, Men's Division I, United States Air Force versus West Point Black. Here at the 2026 USA Team Handball Collegiate National Championship. I am your MC for the game, Kurt Schaefer. If you're interested in finding out anything more about USA Handball, you can find us on Instagram at USA Team Handball. You can find us through a variety of other affiliate links as well. We've got a Facebook, we've got a Snapchat, what that thing called kids use these days. Got a TikTok, there you go. Got a specific Instagram for this tournament, that'll be USATH_CNC. You can find all of our streams on our YouTube, same link as I just said for our Instagram, USATH_CNC. Go ahead and give us a follow. We'll be posting highlights after the tournament, everyone's best moments, best plays. And once the referees get the signal, we're going to restart here. And the referee is giving his whistle. Play is resumed. We'll see if Air Force can come back from a 4-point deficit. Not impossible. Not out of their range. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm going to go ahead and pass the though. Okay. I guess the referee just wanted to say hi. We'll reset the play there. West Point Black, the heavy favorite, doesn't mean that they can't drop points, doesn't mean they can't drop a game here or there. West Point Black also the heavy favorite for the entire tournament. Out of some pretty brutal games already out of the way today. Brutal in a good way, to be clear. Hard hitting, high speed, high energy. You can catch all those on our Instagram, on our YouTube page. We'll be re-uploading a lot of them with better quality after the games are over, making sure that we are streaming it at the same time. First time ever in USA Team Handball history. As though we have it, West Point Black first to strike for this half. Air Force now. Jump shot. Captain Jack Tierney. Ball handing and handballing. Nice little ring cross action. Army West Point goes all the way down. Back to the same saddle they had at the beginning of this game. That might be the 7th or 8th rainbow shot of the day for these two. I'm sorry, for the game for these two. I haven't had much time to watch the others. I know Air Force pulled off a very impressive win in the dying seconds of the game against Pittsburgh earlier today. Much to the chagrin of the Trailblazer Conference champs themselves out of Pennsylvania. However, there is one very important thing to note. Trailblazer doesn't have Army. Now, if you're new to the state of play for American handball, West Point Black, I don't want to say the New York Yankees. Well, if you had a whole team of Wayne Gretzky's, they're just great. 17 year in a row national champions, I believe. This will mark 18. They can cross the line, of course. Not saying they will, not saying they can. Not saying they can't either. As they're clearly displaying here a show of force against their Service Academy brethren. Air Force themselves, for various points in time, has been the only team, in the college scene at least, west of the Mississippi. So it's starting to change. We got some teams here today. UC, Davis, San Jose State. Johns Hopkins is combined with Colorado State University. And Air Force gets one on the board. We do wonder though. Army West Point generally trains against NYC, Boston, DC are really good established teams. If West Coast handball and if Mountain West handball were to get bigger, would Air Force get better? Once again, not so bad. Great programs. Talking earlier about how much of the stories program they are. But if they were able to sharpen themselves like that constantly, like Army is, you do wonder if maybe that would tip the scales a little bit more, so to speak. But, oh well, we're not talking about theoreticals, we're talking about handball. And the referee gives that ball to Air Force off the out bounds line. A couple of notable players to call out for each team. Air Force has Jack Tierney at number 4 as captain. Manning Pike. I always get confused if Manning is number 3 or 4, so I do apologize, Mr. Manning. You'll notice him. He's the other one scoring much. For Army, we had the updraft brothers. But I believe the twins. Might not be twins. But definitely brothers. Both play for the team. And Air Force sends one through. Here we go. Army going, searching, shooting. And that'll be a 2-minute for Air Force number 2. We'll take that seat. I believe they're going to give him a 7 as well. Yes. So it's a 2-minute and a 7 for a hard defensive position on Air Force. Air Force going to sub out their goalie with Darian Presley taking it. Fortunately, Darian not able to keep that one out of the back. The referee is pointing, says, I don't like that. Truth of the matter, I don't know what he's pointing at, what he's pointing about. He's definitely pointing something though. He walks ever so gingerly over to the sidelines. Discuss something with the scoreboard operators. And Air Force goes live again. Not sure if I like my announcer voice or not. I don't like how I add everything on a positive episodes of my voice. Air Force go. Actually, it looks like that was not an Air Force go. That is Army roll though. And I'll go ahead and check, make sure the scores are correct. Score is in fact 18-24, and that one's called over by the referee, not a goal for Army. Air Force possession. Oh my goodness, I'm backwards. Not a goal for Air Force. Army possession. The Army capitalizes 25-18. Army capitalizes again. Army at this point running riot on Air Force. And that will be Air Force ball Yep, Air Force ball. Counterattack. Air Force getting scored on yet again. Army goes up 27-18. And just like that, it's going to flash the pan. Army go from about 1-2 up. Now just almost double digits on Air Force. See what Jack Tierney has to say about that. And he passes his way. Unfortunately, goes out of bounds. Or not out of bounds, goes to the Army player. And it looks like we're going to go into a timeout. I would go ahead and reset the clock for you lovely listeners. It's going to be about 7 minutes and 38 seconds. 7:40 is fine. And play is in play. Good to go. Air Force keeper keeps that one to himself. Army keeper, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen who are listening at home. I am, for some reason, mentally stuck on Air Force being to my right and Army being to my left. But did, in fact, change after halftime, and Army goes up 10 points. That is the goal for Air Force. Mighty Fighting Falcons able to finally pull one back from this West Point Black explosive offense. Just not much anyone can do about it at the college level. Air Force breakaway. And it's another rainbow goal. I will say, Army's able to use their strength to kind of dictate the speed of the game. Air Force, on the other hand, well, their strength is speed, but it seems that whenever they allow Army to slow them down, is when Army really starts to pile it on. Air Force moving the ball around. Finally, some team play from Air Force sends one in. I should give you guys the disclosure. I did not go to Air Force. Been there a few times for handball stuff. My dad attended the Air Force Academy, so I have a soft spot for him. No disrespect to the U.S. Army. Obviously, a very good handball team here. But in case any of my professional demeanor is dropped every couple of seconds in favor of the flaw in support of Air Force, that's probably why. As West Point Black sticks another one on him, Air Force looking. Air Force was very successful and is very successful when they play as a team, passing the ball around, making sure that they're getting to open spots, as they just did right there. A slight miss off the crossbar, but otherwise a good move. West Point is going to beat them one-on-one, and West Point knows they're going to beat them one-on-one. Thing with American handball, especially at the college level, is that it's all about your coordination. There's going to be teams that are bigger than you. There's going to be teams that are faster than you. Either of these falls in either of those categories. What matters the most is if you as a team can use that to your advantage in a team-coordinated setting. Army pushing through for strength. Oh! And that would be a discussion between the referees. And not too long on either. Army is going to get a 7-meter from this. Darian Presley to goal it and goes straight in. Good goal to Army. April's down to the pivot. Army goalie ain't going to allow it. Army goalie ain't going to allow the big shot either. Great keeping from Army. Army replicating Air Force's play. Sends that one through. On court 2 right now. This is the game we're watching. On court 1, we have Johns Hopkins and Colorado State University, as well as a player from the University of Denver. Combined versus James Madison, all tied up. As Air Force tries to come back from a low here at 21-32, 22-32 now, 32. You can find that stream for Court 1 as well as all the rest of the streams for the games today at our YouTube, USATH_CNC, College National Championship. And that's another good goalie stop from the West Point keeper. And finally, one of the rainbow goals does not go in. Yeah, Army and Air Force both been hitting those all day. I was waiting for someone to go a little too far over. Finally, one does. Air Force does use it to their advantage, cuts it back down to a 10-point lead. And West Point Black. Not an immediate response that time. Definitely a response. A low power. Air Force going through, flies past the defense. This is a seriously high-scoring game. Army, backfield, pass down to Wing. Wing, upper 90. Absolute laser beam shot. Air Force now going down to the pivot. Army can stop it though. And Air Force interception. Passes up, and he just can't keep control of it. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession arrow goes Army. West Point Black thoroughly pouring it on at this point. Just under 10 minutes left to go here. The score sits at 36 Army, 24 Air Force Academy. And that's a very nice stop by the Air Force keeper. However, the defense was a little too hard. Ref's going to give Army the ball there. Let's see what Pumpkin's going to do next. Running, jumping shot. Good stop by Air Force keeper. He says the long shot. He's trying to get through. He does. And they capitalize. Air Force 25, West Point 36. You know, they say the best officers in the armed forces all play handball in college. As Army sinks in another one, 37-25. Air Force, glad to retort. 37-26. Interception by Army. Interception, open goal. West Point, absolutely laying it down, man. Absolutely laying it down. Air Force pulling it on though at the same time, we're being honest here. That barn burner, crazy last minute game was a 22-22 final between UNC and Miami just before this one. This one has far exceeded that, and we've still got at least a little bit of a ways to go. Air Force, Army, Army, Air Force, Army, Army, Air Force. And referee says it's enough of that. Give our possession. And it looks like the last few. Sorry, I thought that was sitting on second timer. Looks like we're sitting plenty pretty out there at the Johns Hopkins JMU game with JMU up 18-15. And there's another goal for Air Force. Click through. Army never unwilling to throw their body out on the line. You have to respect Army. They're not going to shy away from just pure physical contact, especially now when they're all an inch taller than you. And that's called clean by the ref. And ref calls that as double dribble. The referee was pulling for that. I was pulling me. I was like, what I do wrong? I'm just the guy who does the streams. I don't control the game. West Point wing. Rainbow caught. The chip shot gone awry. Air Force, to their credit, does not give up on anything. Ready. Leaping shot for an Air Force B squad player. I recognize him from the Samoa tournament. Played alongside of the same CSU guys that are currently playing over there against JMU. Shot from Army. Air Force. Through. Not quite. Army keeps it out. Army from the top. Oh, and Air Force able to keep that one out. Good keeper move. It's not a powerful enough shot there. Good lineup, though. And the Air Force keeper keeps one out from Raleigh on a pretty high speed breakout shot. It's been a little quiet now for about 2 minutes as I speak, of course. West Point Blank gets the 40. Air Force just can't get it. Here we go. Into the back of the net. You know, I do love a high scoring game, and this is not disappointed at all. Your score within the last 5 minutes, U.S. Army West Point Black, 40 goals. Next is Air Force Academy, 29. And West Point Black gets to 41 off a wing shot. It's all lined up here. Will we have the highest scoring game of the tournament today? I think we might. And it does appear that Colorado State Johns Hopkins has started to deteriorate against JMU 21-16. Well, you've got some more handball action for you guys. Coming at us live from Raleigh, North Carolina. Next up on this court, what court is this? This court's on a break. So, and the Air Force backup keeper does get his hand on that one. Nicely done. This court will be on break, which means this stream will be on break for the next hour. We have up next Johns Hopkins CSL. Never mind. That's the Right Now game. The winner of match 5, the winner of match 7. Nope, that's match sport. Winner of match 8 and the winner of match 6. So match 6 is where's match 6? Owen College of Engineering, winner of match 8. I believe was Case Western. So up next on this court will be Olin versus Case. 2 engineering giants going up in handball as well. Pretty interesting matchup, I think. Good players on both of those. Therefore, slides one in for 30. And we'll look for a score. Able to keep that out. Musafa with another goal. Pulls it in within 10 with about a minute left by my count. Once again, the official clock might be a little different than this one, but overall, it'll be kind of accurate. Pretty close.
Is somebody over there, Liz?
Yeah, come there right now.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Yep, no problem.
And Air Force keeps it out again. Sorry, I was checking in with my interns. Let's give another shout out to intern Corp helping out this weekend, doing a lot of work on the fly, teaching moments on a lot of different technology, streaming stuff, equipment. It was their first tournament doing this, so very proud of them. Air Force and Army both dink a goal off of the crossbar, and that one will go in for Air Force fully within 9. And just like that, right as it gets below double digits, referees will call that final whistle. Your final score for this game: United States Air Force Academy 32, West Point Black 41. Well, once again, my name is Kurt Schaefer. I've been your MC for this game. We're going to go ahead and shut down this stream and start up the next one. I believe, and I have to check this again, but I believe the immediate next game after this is going to be, a 30-minute break, and then we're going to have Urban College of Engineering going up against Case Western Reserve University. On behalf of myself, USA Team Handball, and the greater American handball community, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to an absolute rocker of game. We'll catch you next time.